Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chris, and this is the final faction overview for the starting factions of Total War Rome 2. Now, this is the Athenians, or Athens, that you can play as. Now, they are going to be more of a naval power, so let's go ahead and take a look at their pluses and minuses. Now, they are, again, a Greek city-state, so they're going to have that plus 10% melee defense for all units when fighting in allied territory. And they're also going to have plus 2 cultural conversion. But specifically to Athens, they're going to have plus 1 experience rank for Athenian ship recruits, plus 10% research rate, but they're also going to have 10% non-mercenary recruit costs. So that's a little unfortunate, but again, not too bad. So looking specifically at their political situation that they're in, Athens, as you can see, is right here. And they are actually a client state. So if you play as them, you will start out as a client state to Macedonia, as these two provinces. And it's good to know that Macedonia has a defensive alliance with Sparta. Sparta is already at war with Epirus. So as we can see with this chain that we have going on here, chances are Macedonia is going to go to Epirus, which means chances are you're going to go to war with Epirus. Now, that kind of puts a lot of pressure on Epirus to have the 3 big powerhouses around them, but who knows what the computer will pull off in your game when you play as them. Now, when you look at the Athenian army themselves, as you can see, they kind of, again, they have a nice a range of guys, especially compared to some of the Eastern faction. To the Eastern factions, or if you wanted to look at the Barbarian factions, who most of the time can only recruit 2 or 3 different kinds of units at the very beginning, these guys get a chance to recruit 5. So what's nice about these guys is you have very different kinds of hoplites. You have the normal hoplites, a ladder hoplites, which are probably a little bit easier to get into battle, a little bit more maneuverable, especially considering that you can't recruit horses right out of the gate, or cavalry right out of the gate. You get militia hoplites, which are cheaper versions, slingers, and javelin men. Again, there is a difference between slingers and javelin men. Chances are, if you're doing your initial fighting, you're probably going to want javelin men because you're going up against highly armored infantry lines. Now, when you look at the mercenaries that they have available to them, they do have available cavalry, but that's okay because they're going to be a little bit more on the expensive side. So, and again, especially considering that their normal army costs them plus 10, they're probably going to have a little bit harder time recruiting some of these guys depending on exactly what you are putting out for buildings. So let's go and look at their objectives now. So they only have 3 objectives, which is again is on the small side. They have to get 2 provinces, to forge a defensive or military alliance with Sparta, and then to be at war with Macedonia. So ideally they want to throw off their Macedonian overlords, and they want to try to support the other Greek city-states. Now, their ultimate victory for military victory is to have 140 settlements, 120 units in total, 60 naval units. Now again, they are a naval power. And don't forget that just because they're a naval power doesn't mean they're going to have a harder time taking units. If there is any coastal settlement, like Pella or Apollonia, so up there, those can all be taken by the sea. So if you just want to play a defensive maneuver here on land until you can take a capital or one of their coastal settlements, then you can invade using the marines on your ships. So don't feel like you're going to be outpaced there. Now, economic victory, you have to hold 90 settlements. Luckily, again, they don't have to worry about too much money being in their coffers to pass. 70 total units, 80,000 in income. So again, this is kind of very typical. Now, it's kind of surprising to me is that they only have to build 1 special building for a cultural victory. Now, they only have to build the Acropolis, which I figured, since how big they were on culture, you'd think that they would at least want you to build some kind of building. There's plenty of famous sites around there, so I was kind of surprised that CA didn't put this in, but, you know, it is what it is. It's kind of a good thing for Athens, because it's definitely going to be one of the harder factions to start out as. And again, you have to have 30 technologies and 45 provinces. So that's going to go ahead and finish the overview for Athens here on Total War Rome 2. I hope you guys appreciate the information on how they started out as. And again, if you do, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.